Welcome. Today we are focusing upon the aspect of Vedic source of Ganita Sutras. In non Vedic circles, the anxiety is as if we can reach at the conclusion as to the Vedic source of Ganita Sutras. Sadhakas fulfilled with the intensity of urge to imbibe the bliss of Vedic source of Ganita Sutras shall sit comfortably and be parallel with the organization of knowledge of Vedic origin. Vedic knowledge was organized by Maharishi Vedvyas. This organization of Vedic knowledge as composed scriptures takes us from Vedas to Vedanta. Vedanta is a sense of Vedic knowledge. Sense of Vedas or Vedanta. Brahma Sutra is the essence of the Upanishads. Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, and Srimad Bhagavad Gita make Vedanta Trayi. The essence of Samhitas or Upanishads. The essence of Upanishads is Brahma Sutra. The essence of Brahma Sutra is Srimad Bhagavad Gita. As such, sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with the Vedic source of sutras shall be face to face with organization format of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Srimad Bhagavad Gita text, popular text as an independent scripture, in fact is part of Ur Mahabharatam. It is the Bhisham Parva, the sixth Parva of Ur Mahabharatam, which is containing the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Ur Mahabharatam is having preservation as Gita Pranam Shloka, as that the essence of Gita is of the range of 745 shlokas. However, the popular text is part of Ur Mahabharatam is of the range of 18 chapters. These 18 chapters are 18 distinct disciplines of yoga. These 18 distinct disciplines of yogas are texts, different ranges of shlokas. Chapter 1 to chapter 18 together make the entire range of 700 shlokas text. These shlokas, as are organized or containing the gaps in between these punctuations. These punctuations, when are to be approached from the point of view of bridging these gaps, then we have to go to the Ganita Sutra 10 Yavdunam and Ganita Upsutra 6, Yavdunam Tavdunam. While we shall be approaching this organization format as permits bridging of the gaps between the consecutive Shloka ranges of consecutive chapters, then we shall be face to face with the features which will help us appreciate the Vedic source of Ganita Sutras as it is the Vedic mathematics, it is the Vedic mathematic formulations which are taking us to the organization of the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the essence of Vedanta Trey, it being a sense of Vedanta itself. As such, this organization, when is availing the mathematical processes and steps of Vedic Ganita Sutras, then it shall not remain any doubt regarding the Vedic source of Ganita Sutras themselves. Vedic mathematics as Vedic mathematical domain and as Vedic mathematical processes of Ganita Sutras, when help us go parallel with the organization format feature of the Bhagavad Gita, then it becomes blissful to conclude as that Ganita Sutras themselves as well are of Vedic source. Now here in table 1, we are tabulating difference of number of shlokas of consecutive chapters. Column 1 of table 1 is chapter numbers. Column 2 of this table is the number of shlokas of respective chapters. Column 3 gives the difference of the consecutive pair of shlokas, ranges of consecutive chapters. Column 4 is leading to the total difference of shlokas till that particular stage. Now, when we take first entry of column 1 as 1, it means chapter 1 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In column 2, first entry 47 is as that chapter 1 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is of the range of 47 shlokas. Column 3, with its first entry 31, gives us a difference of the chapter 18 as the last chapter, which in a cyclic order will become the first chapter to which chapter 1 itself follows. So 31 is the difference value of the shlokas of chapter 18 and chapter 1. 78 minus 47 is 31. As such, the first entry in column 4 is 31, as the total number of difference of shlokas ranges is 31 at this stage, which is the first stage itself. Now let us visit the second entry. The second entry in column 1 is 2, which means chapter 2 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Second entry of column 2 is 72, means 72 shlokas of chapter 2 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Column 3 has second entry as 25, which means the difference value between the shlokas of chapter 2, that is 72, shlokas of chapter 1, that is 47, is 25. And second entry of column 4 is 56, which means the difference value 31 of the first entry together with 25 as value of the second entry. So 31 plus 25 is 56. Like this, we are to chase sequentially. This sequential chase, as is tabulated, will at 18th step will take us to value 284 as the total difference of shlokas. See, value 284 is equal to 283 plus 1. That means 1 more than 283. 283 are the total letters of the entire text of Ganita Sutras 1 to 16. Therefore, we shall have a pause here. We shall sit comfortably. We permit the transcending mind to be parallel with these organization format features of the organization of the text of Sri Gita as to the gaps between the shloka ranges of the consecutive pairs of the chapters of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, Vedic mathematics text as a text of 16 sutras, as a text of 283 letters, with Ganita Sutra 1 as the source sutra and the source mathematical process as of Ganita Sutra 1 being one more than before, will take us from value 283 to value 284. Now see the difference of these 18 chapters as 17 gaps of 18 points range when is transited and transformed into a cyclic format as of transition for a line into the format of a circumference of a circle. In that cyclic order, the 18 points will have 18 gaps. It is this feature which is bringing us face to face with the sequential, cyclic, repeated frequency applications of the mathematical processes of the Ganita Sutras. This, in addition to making it a mathematics of the organization of the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, is also bringing us the bliss and a virtue, as that Vedic mathematical domain is going to be a very rich mathematical domain, as it is to unfold itself from within and to put it in a cyclic sequential application format. Therefore, this feature, this value of the organization of the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, when goes parallel with the text organization components of Sutras 1 to 16 together, and also when it is availing the mathematical processing rule of Ganita Sutra 1 itself as one more than before. So it is not only the organization of the text Sutras 1 to 16, but also the mathematical processing of this mathematical domain, which is coming to focus. Therefore, the sadhakas are fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic mathematic processing steps, as well as pure and applied values of this mathematical domain and this range of mathematical processes. And in this light, when one is to satisfy its urge to know whether and to the extent one is absorbing as that Ganita Sutras are of Vedic source. This feature, which brings us face to face with the text features Ganita Sutras 1 to 16, when is proceeded ahead for further exploration, for further imbibing of this mathematical domain, this mathematical processes setups, then we shall revisit the gaps as tabulated in table 1 for their further insight, as that the Sutra 10 is the sutra which is a complete text as Yavdunam, means deficient from a given value, a complement portion of the given domain. Therefore, when we are having a reach from value 47 to 72, chapter 1 to chapter 2, then we know the difference value is 25, means the deficiency is 25. Yavdunam rule brings us face to face with this difference value. However, when this difference value is applied as one step further, means as Yavdunam Tavdunam, Ganita Upsutra 6, then this value 47 takes us to 22. So 72 minus 47 is 25, and 47 minus 25 is 22. Therefore, the Yavdunam, Tavdunam value of the consecutive chapters 1 and 2 takes us to the values value 25 and 22 as summation value 47. Now, let us visit the entries of table 2. Table 2 is being designated as Yavdunam, Tavdunam values of consecutive chapters. See, table 1 is focusing upon the difference of number of shlokas of consecutive chapters. That means only the Yavdunam aspect. So the sutra's value is surfacing. It is the application of Yavdunam Sutra 10 that we have reached at table 1, which takes us to the value 284, which 283 plus 1 as one more than before of the rule of Ganita Sutra 1 is taking us to the entire text range. The table 2 is going a step ahead. Here, Yavdunam, Tavdunam Sutra is being applied. The difference is being further deducted. The value 25, the difference value of 72 and 47 of Shlokas of chapter 2 and chapter 1 is the definition, is the Yavdunam. And this is being made Tavdunam. It is being subtracted again. And this subtraction is from 47. Therefore, This difference value as a rule that from the higher value to the lower value of the values pair 47 and 72, the bigger value, the higher value is 72, and the lower and smaller value is 47. So 72 higher value, 47 lower value, and the Yavdunam, the difference being reached as 25. Now, this difference as Yavdunam is being made Tavdunam step, is it is being further deducted from the value 47 itself, and the balance value comes to be 22. Therefore, the Yavdunam reach and Tavdunam reach becomes of values pair 25 and 22, sorry, making a summation value 47. So in table 2, column 1 is 1 and 2, means chapter 1 and chapter 2. Column 2 gives 47 and 72 as shlokas of chapter 1 and chapter 2. Column 3 makes the difference and further equal subtraction difference. So it is 25 and 22. Column 4 gives the total reach is 47, and in column 5 is Yavdunam, Tavdunam reached up till this particular stage. Second entry of column 1 of table 2 as 2 and 3 means it is regarding chapter 2 and chapter 3. Second entry of column 2 here is 72 and 43, which would mean that it is a values a pair 72, which is Shlokas range of chapter 2, while 43 is the values of the Shlokas 43 of chapter 3. This value 72 and 43, with 72 as the higher value, 43 as the lower value, gives us the difference value 29. So Yavdunam step here takes us to value 29. And when this 29 value is subtracted further from 43, it becomes Yavdunam, Abdunam becomes 14, and the summation value remains 43. And in column, the second entry of column 5, 47 plus 43 becomes 90. See, when these all the 18 steps are being taken, then it will take to 17 gaps an entry up till 17th step of column 5 is 511. It is this reach of Yavdunam, Tavdunam is parallel with the reach of 511, which is 8 less than the value 519 of the total letters of the text of 16 sutras and 13 of sutras. One may have a pause here and take note that 1 as formulation ek is of TC value 8. So in the initial table 1, we had one more. It is here in table 2, we are having 8 less, means ek formulation TC value less. Now, here in table 1, we are having increase of 1 as a working rule. Means we are proceeding in a domain. In table 2, we are having 1 less, but as a TC value. So we are here proceeding along the dimension. It is in this context that we have to revisit these features. Once we will be revisiting these features, then we will be appreciating as that the chapter 1 to chapter 18 give the total difference of shlokas ranges as 511, which is 8 less than 519, the total letters of the text of 16 sutras and 13 sutras. One may have a pause here and take note that the formulation anurupe is a composition of 8 letters, and same is within brackets in the text of Sutra 6. And these 8 letters which make a clause which have been put in brackets will bring us face to face with the emerging feature as that the text of 16 sutras and 13 sutras together, which is 519, is manifesting themselves here in Yavdunam, Tavdunam reach of the gaps between the consecutive sutras of 511. The further aspect which deserves to be noticed here distinctively is that the Shlokas 11 and 12 lead us to value minus 15 as a reach of Tavdunam, and chapters 17 and 18 give us Yavdunam, Tavdunam, the second phase stage value minus 22. So minus 15 and minus 22 as 37 together with value 8 of Anurupe, which is deficient from 519, makes 45. And it will be blissful to take note that Gita Parinam Shloka of Urma Bhartam, which is there at the end of the text of our popular 18 chapters setup of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is the enlightenment which has been preserved in Urma Bhartam as Gita Pranam Shloka, that the knowledge, the enlightenment of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is of 745 shlokas range. This, as such, is another feature. It is another value in terms of which we can have satisfactory bliss of the applications of the processes of mathematical domain of Ganita Sutras parallel with the organization format of Vedic scriptures of the order of Srimad Bhagavad Gita as an independent scripture, and simultaneously the same being a part of a bigger scripture, Urma Bhartam epic. Therefore, sadhakas fulfilled with intensity effort shall sit comfortably and permit the transcending mind to be parallel with these format features of the organization of the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita as an independent scripture as well as part of the bigger Urma Bhartam scripture on the one hand, and of the mathematical domain of Ganita Sutras and Upsutras on the other hand. A further step shall be that one shall tabulate Gita Parinam Shloka parallel with the tabulation of table 1 of the text of 700 shlokas. So table 1 and table 3 are the parallel tables, but the table 1 is in reference to the 700 shlokas text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, while table 3 is in reference to the Gita Pranam Shloka preservation of values in Urma Bhartam. Likewise, table 2 and table 4 as well are the parallel formatted tables. Table 2 is in respect of the text of 700 shlokas, while table 4 is in respect of the values preserved as Gita Pranam Shloka. One shall sit comfortably, one shall permit the transcending mind to absorb these formative features, and one shall have the bliss of satisfaction that Ganita Sutras are of Vedic source. Being of Vedic source, one can have the virtuous applied values applications of mathematical domain of Ganita Sutras to have satisfactory reach to the Vedic domain itself. Thank you very much.